awesome nerds, it's Arin from Bluestocking Bookworm. If you follow me on Tumblr, you know I did this once already and the sound didn't record. I have tested it about 10 times since then to make sure the sound is going to record this time because I really don't want to have to record it again. I've promised this video for a while. This is my first ever YouTube video. Yay! I really wanted to do a get to know me, but I didn't get a lot of interest in that, so maybe once I am able to do a bookshelf tour, I will do more of a get to know me video. So for my first one, I am going to do a library haul. So just in the last couple of weeks, I've got 13 books from the library. I'm waiting on 2 more. One is an ebook and one is a physical book. And but right now I have 13 of them out, so I'm going to go through those with you, and yeah, here we go. I'm really excited for all of these, so if I say I'm excited to read it, I'm excited for all of them. So from the first batch, I actually went into the library to get these. I needed to renew my card, and we went to just a random branch, not even the branch I normally go to, and I wandered around while Mr. Blue, my husband, he was just sitting in a chair randomly because, of course, me in a library, it was like, ooh, look over there, ooh, look over here, there's so many books, I need them all. These ones I actually picked out myself. I only had one in mind when I went in, and I came out with 5 on that trip, so without further ado, let's get into it. So the first book is Golden Boy by Sullivan. It's not a super thick book, and it does have kind of biggish writing. So this one I've never seen mentioned on Tumblr. I don't watch a lot of booktube videos as of right now. I will start because, hey, I am part of it now. So I haven't seen this one mentioned a lot. It is a young adult book. It's about an albino African boy, and he's kind of viewed as a curse by his family, and he I don't even really know what else. He's trying to find his way in the world because he's not white. Even though he's albino, he's not white. And he's shunned by his family and his community because being albino, like I say, he is viewed as a curse. So I'm really excited to read this. You know, the coming of age, the where do you fit beyond just the normal black and white and Asian and etc. Like it just seems like a really good book. So I'm stoked for this one. Golden Boy, Sullivan. Again, not super thick. Probably read that one in, you know, a day or 2. I did try to read it. I couldn't get into it, but I am going to try again. I think it was just one of those things where I wasn't that interested at the time. The second book, this one is called The Gospel of Loki by Joanne M. Harris. Now this one, Joanne M. Harris, again, I haven't seen this talked about a lot on Tumblr. Joanne M. Harris is the author of the Chocolat novels. And I loved Chocolat. I loved the book, I loved the movie, and anything to do with Loki is probably going to be really, really fun. So take her magical writing and go Gospel of Loki, and I'm totally in. This one was sitting in a random bin at the library, and I just figured I had to have it. Yeah, the back copy is just really exciting. I might read this one first because I just really want to. Again, it's not super thick, and it does have that kind of average size type, but if this makes me feel any more attracted to Tom Hiddleston, we might have a problem. Even though this is not related to that portrayal of Loki, this is her own envisioning of the portrayal of Loki. This is an adult novel. and it's her first epic fantasy. She normally writes contemporary, just general fiction, so this is her first foray into true fantasy. We are all completely beside ourselves. I've seen this one mentioned. I think it won some awards. It's another adult book, again, not super thick, regular-ish size type, and I don't really know much about what this one's about, except that it was an award winner, and I like to keep on top of those from time to time. So it was at the library, and I figured, you know what, I can't get half the books I really want to get, so I'm going to get this one, and I hope I enjoy it. So again, not super thick, probably will only take me a couple days to read that, which is good, because I can only read 1 or 2 a day, I can only take 1 or 2 days for each book if I'm going to get them all read in 3 weeks. They all have to be back by Valentine's Day. The next one is Winger. This one I hadn't been planning on getting, but I saw it and I just grabbed it immediately. I've seen this one a lot on Tumblr, and probably on BookTube too. It's a little thicker, and it has a little bigger text, but I've heard really good things about this one. I've heard it's really, really entertaining. It is a young adult, so it's probably going to be a really quick read, and it is the first in a series, so I think the second one comes out this year, maybe next year, but I'm really excited to read and see what everybody has been talking about. It can kind of be a double-edged sword, you know, am I going to like it, am I going to hate it, but I know there's always going to be somebody out there who is willing to talk to me about the book, whether or not we both liked it or both hated it. So Winger is book number 4, and then the last one I got from the actual library when I went in is actually also the only non-fiction book I have in this whole hall, the library hall, and that is, it's called Some Assembly Required, the not-so-secret life of a transgender teen, with the horrible tragedy of Leela Alcorn. She shouldn't have had to deal with that, and it breaks my heart as an ally to see things like that happen. So when I saw this one, you know, the cover caught my eye because, you know, Some Assembly Required, and then when I saw that it was about a transgender teen, I really had to read it. What kind of ally would I be if I didn't try and educate myself? I don't know how accurate it is. I think the author is actually a transgender person, so I would assume that it does have a fair bit of accuracy in it, but I'm really interested to read it. I think this will probably be the first time I've actually read anything in the transgender spectrum of things I've read about the LGB part of LGBTQ, but this is the first time I've kind of gone into transgender, the problems and what they can face emotionally, and I'm really looking forward to it for my personal growth as an ally. So yeah, I'll let you know how that one turns out. So the next 8 were ones that I went online and said, hey, this is something I've wanted to read, let's request it. And they all came in at the same time, and I picked them up yesterday, which was Saturday. And yeah, let's take a look at these. In real life, Cory, Doctorow, and Jen Wang. I think Jen Wang is the artist who did this. This is a graphic novel, so it's going to be pretty quick read. It's very thin, and it's a young adult graphic novel, but it's about gamers, and because I am a gamer as well as a reader, I had to read this, and I'm the first person to have this beautiful book from my library. It came out late last year, and it smells like fresh comic book. If any of you read graphic novels, I would love to talk to you about it, because not a lot of people do enjoy the graphic novels. So yeah, let's talk about this one in real life. It's gonna be really great. Yeah. I lose my train of thought really quickly, sorry. A little something different. This one was on Tumblr a lot, actually, by Swoon Reads. I follow Swoon Reads, and they're really a great account. This one apparently is a very quick read. It's 14 viewpoints and one love story. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. It's very thin, kind of biggish text, and you know, sometimes I'm just in the mood for something a little romantic. This, according to my library, is not young adult, but I don't know how accurate that might be in the grand scheme of things. I will give you my opinion on that after I read it. Erebos. It's a game. It watches you. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. Yeah, somebody did some lovely drawing on this book and put a nice triangle on it. Evil people. Anyway, so this is a young adult book that I actually found when I was looking at books about video games. I was trying to find something similar to Ready Player One, which I really loved, and this one came up. It is by a foreign author, Ursula Poznanski. It is translated into English, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. It's not something I've seen mentioned ever on Tumblr, so yeah, let's see how this one goes. It is a little thicker than some of the others, and it has just that, you know, that standard kind of text, but really looking forward to that one. And shame on you, whoever wrote on it. The Turning by Francine Prose. This is one of the ones that I really wanted to get. It's been out for a while, and just, it's got this beautiful, I don't know if you can see that, this beautiful gothic house. Sorry, my screen is kind of there, but beautiful gothic house on the cover, and it's very thin, and it's got like super huge writing, so this is going to be a really quick read, but it's a young adult horror. So yeah, I'm just really excited about this one. I am totally judging it by the cover, and I'm probably going to be really disappointed because I'm doing that, but this is a really pretty house. The camera is not doing it justice. There's just so much detail. And it kind of reminds me of Alice, the video game that's like a horror reimagining of Alice in Wonderland. But yeah, I don't think it actually has anything to do at all with anything of that. But yeah, this one will be really quick. And I've seen it mentioned a couple times on Tumblr, but not in any great length. It's not one of the super popular ones that gets thrown around. Here, pick my next one. Go Ask Alice. Ooh, which way does it go? Seriously. There we go. Go Ask Alice. This is a classic in, I guess, not really the truest sense of the word. Like, when was it published? Let's see. 70s. So, yeah, it could be a classic in the truest sense of the word. But it is about drugs, and this is the kind of book that I really wish they would keep in schools, whereas things like 1984 and Brave New World can probably be, you know, shifted out just a little bit, because we're living too much in that dystopian future, whereas kids aren't being educated enough about this. I've never read Go Ask Alice, so I need to read this. It is very thin, you know, standard size text. It's written diary style, which I like, but yeah, I really need to read this. I can't believe I haven't. Maybe this will count as my classic for January. And like I say, this is one that I really hope that they'll keep in schools. I know that they taught it when I was in high school, but I was not at school when it was being taught. I was away on vacation, so I missed this. Oops, screen blacked out. I missed this unit, but yeah, I'm really excited for this one just because it's one that I can finally say I've read and have some intelligent discussion about. Next, we have Rivers by, and I forget his name all the time, Michael Farris Smith. It's got this really cool cover with like a sign, and yeah. Now this one was actually recommended to me by somebody on Tumblr, Brandon Myers. He's a really great guy, really great person that I follow, and he had asked me about this on one of those, never heard of it, must read, etc. And I'd never heard of it, so I checked it out. It's a dystopian, and I added it to my to-read list at that point. It's fairly thick compared to some of the other ones. Like if you say, take this one and then take, that's The Turning, you can see the difference there. So, and it's got small-ish size text. It is an adult. This one is just classified as fiction, but it is a dystopian. And I'm really excited to read this one because it was recommended to me by somebody specifically. I haven't read much that has been recommended specifically to me, especially by another Tumblr user, and to do that, like, this is just really great. I can't wait to talk to somebody about it. It's not one I've seen ever mentioned ever before. So yeah, maybe Brandon and I will start a revolution when I read this, and we can just talk about it and do all these really crazy posts and, gift spams, because that's kind of my thing. And then this one, this is a reread. This is the only reread I have in the piles. When I was younger, my mom used to buy me one of these books each time we went shopping to get groceries, because we used to go to like a superstore, which is a Canadian chain, and I would get to go and look and see if these books were there, and if there were, I would get one. And I read them in a weird order, so I'm going to try reading them in publication order this time. And the book is Redwall by Jacques. Sorry, my screen, I had to do this on my laptop. I can't remember if I actually said that. I was trying to do it on my my phone, but I wanted to be able to see myself so that if, I had anything weird going on up here, I could stop and fix it. But anyways, so Redwall by Jacques. You got the screen because I couldn't do this on my phone. This is classified not as young adult, but actually as juvenile, which is like under 13, I guess, in my local library. It is fairly thick for a juvenile book, and the paperbacks are even worse. I own the paperbacks, but they are in boxes right now at my parents' place. And the type is not super big, but what's really great about this is this series of, hi, my name is Jacques, and I wrote this book. I'm done. So what's really great about this series is it's about like these mice and squirrels and ferrets and like all sorts of like bunnies and things like that, and they live in an abbey, and they are like, I don't even know how to describe it. The first book, I think, follows after a rat is going to come and, rid the abbey of all of these forest creatures, and yeah, it's just like there's a ton of books in the series, and they don't all follow the same characters. Some of them are from before, when the abbey was like just in its first stages, and then this one kind of comes in the middle. This is the first published book. It's called Redwall, and that's the name of the abbey, and I love these books. Can you tell? I have been prattling on about this for so long, but I'm really excited to reread these. I don't have any of these books that I got. They don't have any of them in ebook, or I would have gotten them in ebook. So, hello, old friend. And last but not least, in my huge library haul, yeah, reminder, this is a library haul. I am not paying anything for these books. I am not rich. I can't afford hauls like this unless they're used books, and there will be one of those coming up because there is a huge used book sale in February. Actually, there's 3 of them, so stay tuned for that. But before we get there, the last book is called Memory of Water. I'm sorry. This is by Emmi, Itaranta. I don't actually know how to pronounce the name because there is one of those little funky chicken things over the A. So, fun story about this one. It was featured on A Blind Date with a Book on Tumblr. Well, then how did I know it was this book if it was a blind date with a book? I will tell you. I searched for it. I actually went and looked up like the plot things that they had listed because it was wrapped in brown paper. I looked up the plot things because it was about, it was a dystopian with a water shortage, and then I think the main character, which I'm going to assume is this lovely lady on the front, is has something to do with tea. And I just thought that this was a really neat sounding idea, and this is not a book I've seen much of on Tumblr. So she's 17, but this is, according to my library, it's science fiction. It is not young adult, so we'll see how that goes. I always consider young adult to be what age the protagonist is. So with 17, I would probably classify it as young adult, but maybe there's some gratuitous sex or gratuitous violence. Who knows? But yeah, so this was featured on Blind Date with a Book, and I liked the idea so much I had to find out what this book was so I could get it from the library. And now I have it. And again, not super thick, and I guess kind of, yeah, standard size text, not anything crazy, big or small. So that is my library haul. Wish me luck, because that is 13 books plus the 2 more I have coming. So 15 books that I have to read in 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? I need some help. Well, tonight I will be able to curl up on this lovely black couch here with some of these books. My husband, Mr. Blue, he is out for the evening, so I will get to curl up and maybe go through 1 or 4 of these before he gets home. So I hope that you enjoyed my library haul video. Be sure to subscribe down below. Whoop, whoop, where's my hand going? Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, how can you tell I've never done this before? Down below, hit the subscribe button. And if you have any comments, questions, anything like that, please feel free to comment. I would love to hear what you thought. If you have any suggestions for my next video, if you want me to do video reviews, or if you're just waiting impatiently for me to take you through the massive used book sale in February. Oh my gosh, it's huge, and you're going to have so much fun with me. Yeah, stay bookish. I love you, awesome nerds.